The Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, were adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015 to end poverty, reduce inequality, and build more peaceful, prosperous societies by 2030. Many of the global challenges to development are especially salient for the children and youth. It is their future that depends on how well these SDGs are adopted. Where do our children or the youth stand today?
There are still a lot of kids
that can't go to school
because their families
can't afford their education.
Other kids have to walk a long distance
and even cross rivers and climb mountains just to go to school.
A lot of kids cannot go to school because the parents don't have money.
People are using up the world's resources
without thinking of the consequences,
like global warming. We have a lot of natural disasters
like super typhoons and forest fires
that destroy the livelihood and homes of many people.
People's waste are reaching the oceans,
killing turtles, fishes, and other marine life.
The number of animals are getting smaller and the food supply is getting smaller.
Why do you think their numbers are getting smaller?
Because they're getting endangered. The people have been cutting the trees in their habitat.
A lot of people are getting sick,
especially because of COVID-19. Everyone is affected.
Yung ibang people hindi makapunta sa hospital pag sick sila.
What is the ideal future for our children?
Sana lahat ng bata ay mabigyan ng pagkakataong makapag-aral.
I dream of a future where no kid gets left behind.
I hope people can start doing their part in saving the earth
by doing simple acts
like recycling or bringing our own water bottles
for our beverages.
Our family has learned not to use plastic bags, and I just hope others learn how to do that too.
Sana walang bagyo na makakasira
ng mga pinaghirapan
ng aming magulang.
I wish for a greener environment. Less pollution.
I hope governments and people work together so we can fight any virus
or any sickness
that comes our way.
I hope that everybody has an access to medicine and proper nutrition.
Sana may pagkain mga pamilya para wala nang maglimos. All of the kids have to stay healthy. We dream of a future where every child thrives.
Every child lives in a clean environment.
And every child has a fair chance in life.
Now more than ever, we must work together
to make the world a better place,
to ensure healthy lives, improve access to education,
to combat climate crisis.
Aligned with the ATRAM's mission to engage, inspire, and collaborate
to build a financially secure future,
we are committed to building that future where no one is left behind.
We have adopted 3 out of the 17 SDGs,
aiming to make a positive impact,
as well as ingraining more responsible
and sustainable business practices within ATRAM.
At ATRAM, we value our children's dreams. Let's make it happen for them. Through the ATRAM Sustainable Development and Growth Fund, we'll invest in companies that embrace sustainability and believe that this is key to a better Philippines and a better future for us and our children.
If we be nice to our planet Earth will be nice to us.
Invest to thrive. Invest together.
Hello and good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to another ATRAM interview series where we feature the top business minds of the country. I am Jaja Munzon, Product Development Manager, and your host for today. We are very pleased and honored to have with us today Converge founder and CEO, Mr. Dennis Anthony Uy, with ATRAM's Chief Investment Officer, Mr. Phillip Hagedorn, as they discuss about the telecommunications industry and how adapting to the digital age has delivered great opportunities for Converge. If you have questions, you may send them as early as now by clicking the Q&A button below your screen. Before anything else, I'd like to let you know that this session will be recorded and that copies will be disseminated within the day, as well as posted in all our social media platforms. Also, please don't forget to visit our website at www.atram.com.ph for more detailed information about all the funds that we offer. If you have any friends who you think would like this webinar but are unable to attend, feel free to share the YouTube replay for this session. Visit our YouTube channel, ATRAM Studio. Also, we would like to invite you to join ATRAM's official Viber community group, #ATRAMPH Community, to stay updated on the latest announcements, advisories, and reminders. Scan the QR code or visit the link found on your screen and get a chance to win ATRAM merchandise. We would like this webinar to be as interactive as possible, so please don't hesitate to send your questions in the Q&A tab all throughout the webinar, as we have a special surprise for all of you. Each question you send is a raffle entry for a chance to win ATRAM merchandise. Winners will be announced at the end of this webinar, so make sure you stay until the end. For any consumer-related question, feel free to email Converge Investor Relations team at investors.relations@convergeict.com. We will also be sending a quick feedback survey after the webinar, so we do hope you can share your thoughts with us about our session today and how we can further improve our webinar series. With that, let us move on to the part that we all have been waiting for. Today's moderator is none other than ATRAM Group Chief Investment Officer, Mr. Phillip Hagedorn. Hi, Phil. Happy to have you back.
Good morning, Jaja. So happy to be here. Thank you for having me today.
Okay, now, Phil, let me hand the floor over to you.
All right, Jaja. Well, thank you very much. Today is really a super special day for us, a special webcast, as we feature a game changer and a futurist in his field. This gentleman has grown a small Pampanga-based cable TV solutions provider into the only pure-play high-speed fixed broadband operator in the Philippines. And he did this in a span of over 25 years. It's an incredible journey that led to an IPO very recently, and further leading to the honor of becoming a member of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index, one of the top 30 corporations in the country who are members of the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. So it is my honor, privilege, and pleasure today to welcome a self-made man, industrialist, a pioneer in fiber technology in the Philippines, and Converge's founder and CEO, the Dennis Anthony Uy. Welcome, Dennis. Go.
Yeah, thank you, Philip, and having invite me here in your investor presentation or investor shows. Yeah. Thank you.
It's our pleasure. I mean, we're honored to have you. I think your company has been in the spotlight lately a lot, and today we want to learn a little bit more, I guess, about you, the man behind the company, and also what you think of the future as far as the company is concerned, and how the country will benefit also from Converge's role that you play in connecting people. So thank you for being here, and thank you for agreeing to join us today. I want to kind of just start from going back a little bit. We talked about this small cable company you started. No? But I want to take it back a little bit further because you grew up in Angeles City. That whole area suffered. I guess this was like right after your college. I think you and you're about a month and a half older than me, if I get that right. And we were just out of college at that time, and beginning our work careers. And Pinatubo erupted. I'm wondering where you were. Did you run a business at the time? What was going on in the middle of this, really once in a lifetime, I hope, crisis that you experienced?
Yeah, I think, Philip, I think I just want to share a little bit my background. No? I'm always passionate about the technology when I'm still young. No? So I migrated from Fujian province in China when I was 11 years old. I think that's a cultural revolution in China. It's very hardship. No? My uncle Johnny owned the supermarket called Johnny's Supermarket in Angeles City. No? So that time he's the biggest supermarket. So since then, as the kids, I'm always, I work for my uncle, help them, be janitor. I sleep in the cardboard on top of the freezer at night, no, to watch that sort of like watch guard the supermarket. No? So during the young kids, I'm really always tinkering with all sort of the electrical equipments. No? When you start this, in my uncle's store, we start of this Pac-Man, Galaxian, all these games. You drop the coin. I need to learn how to fix this EEPROM programming, to loading the software, all these things. No? So when opportunity came, that's early, right after Ninoy assassination, that's early 83. I'm still in high school. So I started starting the video rental, all this Betamax, VHS, and because I'm traveler during the high school days, I still ride the Pantranco bus going to the Cubao in the C5, go to Green Hills to get these tapes to go back to Angeles the same day. So yeah, that's video tapes. And then I grew up with that, with selling these Atari computers, Commodore computers, all that. Even this Apple started with the green amber computers and monitors, all of that. No? So because you can see that in Green Hills that time. And I personally learned how to repair all these tapes, because when I end up with more than 500 machines to replicate and producing this tape printer in that area. No? And then after that, Pinatubo came. And then I'm looking the new technology, how we can, because this Betamax should be out trend of when you cable TV came, the business, we kill that business too. You need to immediately transform and sell it, all this equipment. I sold this equipment outside northern part up to Ilocos. That's my initial capital, almost 4 to 5 million.
That's what Dennis, that's what I noticed. Now that you've evolved. I mean, you start by getting your foundations in engineering, I guess, on what you know there.
Yeah.
But your business
important is
that evolution.
Important. No? Yes, you need to know how the timing, switching the technology. When imagine the Betamax tapes, and who going to kill this movie tapes is the cable industry. No? So this HBO, this movie came in. So I set up first cable in Angeles City, but the problem is nature cannot cooperate. The Pinatubo when erupt. No? So I saw this opportunity really is same time. No? I feel need to provide with news and entertainment and lift the spirit of the people there, because it's totally down. No? So you imagine Pinatubo.
1991 was the eruption, and then you started your cable business in 1996. So you have to wait for, I guess, the economy to start to get back on its feet. No, is that what happened?
No, during the Pinatubo days, I think 1993, we started already lay down the cables. In fact, the main road, they're not clean up yet because the pole is, I don't need ladder. I just put the cable, and then when they clean up the ash, the cable is there. No? So that's I start in Angeles with to put the cable TV. No? So in that time, cable TV is quite expensive. 3,500 installation fee. I still remember we start 16 channel. So detail by detail, I need to doing some technology upgrade because you need to put more channels. And this is Pinatubo kick out US bases in Clark, which is the development of the Mimosa, Fontana is coming in. I'm the one clean up all this piping and set up. Tony Gonzalez asked me to put up this cable for the Holiday Inn. No? So I still can.
Wala nang FEN as network.
Wala na. After that, no more FEN na. So the problem is between Angeles and Clark, that's almost 15, 16 kilometers because of the signal get more boosting and put more amplifier and end up with very bad signal. So I need to find solution. No? So 96, I set up the independent head then so we don't have this issue. But 96, I starting putting the fiber already between Angeles and Clark.
I read in one article, an interview that you had, that parang your dream was to make your network reach Manila. You had this dream of expansion, and like you said, you first connected Clark to Angeles to Angeles, but really that connection, that dream was to connect all the way to Manila. Is that right? I mean,
yeah, that's the later part, no? But that transform the technology from because that time internet, I started also the internet with that area with a dial-up days, no? With a prepaid internet, and I tie up with PLDT, become PLDT brain. Then I do some proprietary cable internet. So then the dreams plan come out. Need to acquire more cables surrounded in the sun, so you can have a land grab and you can go to other place. So
that's really the beginning of the infrastructure of Converge, right? I mean, that exercise that you did laying out your infrastructure of cable was the beginning of the backbone of Converge.
Yes, and you know that by that time, 2000, my dream is 2009, 8. I'm dreaming if I can get a congressional franchise. And being the cable operator, if you have a congregation franchise, that's my ultimate dream, to able to serve the whole country. Without franchise, you cannot go out to that area, right? So I just only buy a small company. So finally, 2009, we got the congregation franchise. And then 2012, we got NPC approval, no? So I need to come to Metro Manila.
Point, I guess, is that, you know, a lot of people just maybe got to know about Converge very recently, right? The listing was very recent, and but it's been a long journey for you. It's not been a short one. It's been a pretty long and exciting journey for you, no? And I think that's
exact 3 decades, no? 30 years.
What's the passion that fires you up? What brings that passion for you of continuing to forge?
Actually, the passion I have is because the importance you can see today, technology is great equalizer, no? In today digital economy is very important, no? So especially if you're talking today, our infrastructure for the whole Philippines is really lagged behind, no? So we need to do something, no? So when I came in this infrastructure 2016, I planned properly. In fact, I can share you viewer, if they have time, they can go to the YouTube 2016 Converge ICT Media Launch. They can say whatever I say that conference is happening today after 6 years. No, so even now you can see this. What I can help for the country, especially the education sector in the Philippines, we really left behind among. We are, I think, before when I'm still in the college, we still a lot of foreign come to Philippines to study, but lack of digital infrastructure is putting our education system outwards. No, so this is the one I want to look into it, because once you have digital highway, you can bring all more opportunity to Filipino through this connectivity. No?
So how today your infrastructure? I mean, you know, the latest numbers that you reported is you're over 1 million homes already connected to Converge. No, What
I think
what is?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Want to give me an update? I'm happy to get the update there.
As of today, I think we're hitting close to 1.4, close to 1.5 million subscribers as up to date, no? But in terms of home pass network, we're hitting close to 8.5 million home pass network already.
So that means
and
8.5 million homes are within your infrastructure. That's your market that
yes,
you can grow in.
Yeah.
Are these concentrated in Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, or?
Majority right now is in Luzon area. We just reaching the Visayas Mindanao. We just finished our subsea cable last November. We have some sort of soft opening in Cebu for trial market, and I'm happy to tell our viewers the take up in Cebu now is really people are really hungry the better connection. We are very good turnouts with the intelligence we have. I think as of today, we are almost just only 5 cities. Our numbers may be almost the same with the competitor right now in terms of the subscriber take up.
Fantastic. And what do you think? I mean, I know we have targets, and many analysts have put targets on you, but if you have 8 million homes in your radar screen today, when do you think you'll get closer to half of that? Let's say, is there a plan? 3-4 years down the road.
My plan is to able to finish the whole country besides Luzon, Mindanao. Besides Mindanao is 40% of total market entire country. No, so Luzon have 60%. I hope by 2025, I might reaching 55% of the household penetration to entire country. No? And the backbone, I'm lucky to announce, and I'm happy to announce, the whole backbone of subsea cable 20 landing station at 2,000 kilometers, we finish by end of this October. And we are connecting.
Mindanao.
Yeah,
backbone.
In fact, and we have put to west and east. The west is finished, and the east we need to put this ones to able to protect the redundancy. No, so we are doing other side right now. Currently, we are talking to you. The ship is laying down the cable in the sea, and they will finish by October. And by September 15, few days from now, we will open again the Oro. And Davao, we are running a quite good number, and this is our infrastructure already running in Davao. No, so we have a high, more than enough capacity in the newest network in the country, and the capacity is limitless. I tell you, this is huge. The plan for future at least 10 to 15 years, you cannot finish the entire capacity what we built. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So how are you planning on, I mean, as you grow your customers and you're growing your network and attracting people into you, you plan to focus purely on broadband fiber, or are you thinking, I need to do mobile, I need to do fintech also like the other telcos? What's your thinking there?
Yeah, Philip, I need to be focused to able deliver the promise to the investor to make sure this by 2025, I deliver this 55% of the home pass, the full backbone be ready. And the more every year we grow up quite fast because we adding close 1 million subscriber in a year. It's not easy. So if you're talking with in reaching the 2025, we might be close to 4 million household. And imagine this 4 million household eyeball you have is multiplied by 5 per household. And once you digital highway build completely, and imagine how you are talking about value-added products. This is fantastic to our Filipino consumer. We just launching.
Like, what's an example of a value add that you can share with us?
We just recently have an Android box called Vision, and we have 55 channel and just only 99 pesos. And this is called like a streaming box with Android. And this box is so newest, and this is the first in the Philippines. There's a game inside. You can do online gaming, you can have video on demand, and you can do a linear pay TV system. In the future, we can tie up with the content provider like cinemas. After a month came out or after 2 weeks came out, you can do buying the video in your fingertips at your home. And this is box can able to access to the IoT, smart home, all this technology. When you build this highway and bring the digital highway to individual homes, imagine you have more than millions of eyeballs. This is the opportunity you can see on the future.
Fantastic. So from Betamax to digital box, I guess you've gone full circle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic. And when you lay out infrastructure, I mean, I want to connect this a little bit to, I guess, my knowledge in the past of telephones, right? In the 90s, etc., when wala pang cell phone, the reason that people did not have telephones is the landline, right? The infrastructure to roll out landline was very difficult. I'm curious lang now, because the technology also, we're hearing about SpaceX and Starlink and this type of connectivity that's cable-less. No? Is that something that is going to take over the future, or you still think the hard physical fiber connection is still going to dominate?
Fiber is the newest technology now in terms of capacity, in terms of latency. No, the SpaceX area is catered those who cannot reachable by the infrastructure. No, especially Philippines is more than 7,000 islands. We have a small community living upper land, all this in the island of small community not reachable by the fiber, and those who mining company or resorts. No, that is the perfect for that starting business. But in terms of city proper and fiber latency is less than 2 milliseconds. Satellite, even you bring the low orbit of the technology, is still 40 milliseconds. So imagine 20 times difference. No? Pricing wise, satellite is more expensive than fiber. And capacity wise, fiber is a lot of bigger capacity compared to the satellite. So that's the technology.
So it's still going to be the physical infrastructure that needs to be laid out that will dominate, no? At least for the next 5 years. Right?
Yeah. In longest time, even the 5G technology, even the satellite, they need the fiber to backhaul them to the hub. So fiber is crucial, important to able to run all this new technology.
I mean, with all of these investments required in the telecom industry, and obviously your competitors are probably spending the same, if not a lot more sometimes. What do you think what's your view on this new bill in Senate 2094, which will allow foreigners to own 100% of these type of businesses? Is that a positive, or what do you think? How do you view that?
For me, the more foreign investors come into the country, the better helping to the economic of the Philippines. I'm welcome with that, no. But I think we need to careful on doing this foreign investor. I think we should getting some reciprocal agreements. So if we allow this country to invest to our country, they should allow us to invest in the country too, no? Para hindi tayo nakakaya, no? But end of the day, the more investor, better for our future. Yeah.
Great. No, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. I want to shift it a little bit now to the consumers, some of the consumer questions, I guess, that people have. And I guess, we all remember President Duterte early in his campaign complaining about internet speed. Diba? What are your thoughts here? I mean, have we done something about it? Is there a solution? Are you delivering the promise? I'm curious what you think.
When President assumed the office 2016, no, I really understand what the president coming from, and the Filipino consumer really looking for better alternative. No? Imagine we have closed even 2016. We are the most slowest internet in Asia and the most expensive data internet to Asia, among the Asian countries. No? So that means it's not they are not making money, but it means they did not upgrade and they did not proper invest to the infrastructure to benefiting the consumer. No, so when I'm again and again 2016, I show that to YouTube. You can see that, and I mentioned that we need to have digitalized nation that time to able to reaching the whole country to upgrade the technology. We imagine we are still using this outdated copper technology that time, and we are still using the wireless and unstable internet. And our other peers in Asian country, Korea, and this is our first world country, even Vietnam and Thailand, they are a lot better than Philippines in terms of rollout of technology. We really left behind. So I decided, took me at least 2 to 3 years to make that happen and gradually. And finally, we got the investment come in at 2019, and that's what we have today. And end of the day, this big one need to wake up and they need to upgrade their infrastructure, or else they will left behind.
And I'm running my speed test now because I'm running on Converge and I'm at 68 Mbps. So not bad this morning. No, so I mean, I think that is it's really remarkable what you guys have been able to accomplish. I'm curious on again the revenue streams that you're looking at for Converge outside of broadband. No? Are there other ways that you think? I mean, you mentioned the digital box, but are there other ways that you think ICT will evolve and Converge ICT will evolve and as you said, I mean, you've evolved along your whole 20-30-year career. What's the future looking like for Converge ICT?
The Philippines is very gifted country, and we have so many talented people. And geographical location wise, we are in the middle of Asia. No? So I think we announced already bring the international cable from one of the Singapore to US directly and branching to Philippines. And we will announce soon more international cable to bring it to Philippines. Philippines has become a Asia Pacific digital hub. That's my deal. And that's what happened because of the location wise. Only we need to address several things. No, the power issue, doing business, tax incentives. This should be hand in hand with the government to able to bring our country to become a digital hub of Asia. So this will happen pretty soon because the hyperscale, the technology, everyone goes to digital. We have huge market. We have 110 million population. People now, because of this pandemic, people are went to suddenly shift to digital things, shopping, everything. And the future, this country, and especially in our people are young, talented, and young age among the Asian country. Our median age is only 24, 25, the youngest among the Asian countries. And all of them are tech savvy. So we need to create this entire ecosystem to bring the future of the young generation to benefiting this digital life. Yeah.
I think I think that's absolutely spot on. But one thing that I think a lot of folks point is they always point to the phone. Everything will be done with this phone. And so I'm curious. I mean, I know in other countries, for example, suppliers and providers like yourself will put hotspots in public areas, right, to be able to expand your business outside of just the home. No? Is that a plan for you?
In long term, because when you have the fiber everywhere in the corner of the Philippines, that's not hard to do that. No? So when you can put hotspot in the community and the people where they are stay, where they get together, because when you have fiber, you can put the fiber and can put, especially the technology of 5G in the future. The innovation of the technology is so fast. We can call this millimeter wave is coming up. No. this is 2 to 3 years down the road, people can use this high speed of millimeter wave to have a hand phone without the cell site. Yeah.
So maybe just looking now at your team, no, the Converge team and the people there. As we know, this industry is moving at 100 miles an hour, no, and we have noticed. We did some research. We have a sustainability research arm that shows that Filipino companies don't really spend enough on research and development. No, on average, it's less than 1% versus 2% for Thailand, and in the developed countries, some mga 3 or 4% na yan, di ba? What are your thinking there, plans there as far as R&D for not just technology, but for your own personal development of your people? Do you have any plans for that?
Yeah, actually, just only if you're talking with this sustainability in terms of the employees, we set up our like a Converge University. We need to train our people, especially this field in tech and this fiber. We need to train our in-house to able to adapt our standard to deliver to the consumer. So we are creating not just only headquarters in Metro Manila, by region. We send the trainer to the regional to able to get these people by region basis. We hiring people from this tech, even not college graduate. We can get this tech vocational course to able give them a livelihood and opportunity to have employment with us. Just a basic electrical background, we can give them a proper training, including the sales in the field. We have showing a lot of people like maybe she a tricycle driver, and they make successful because when they become agent, this agent can sell more than 80 accounts in a month. Imagine the commission of 1 month, how much they can get. They uplift their lives. No, we have a lot of success story in terms of doing this, give opportunity to the employment of the community.
Agents, how many agents would you have now in the country? I mean,
I think as of today, we have more than 6,000 to 7,000 agents throughout the Philippines, and regular employee we have more than 4,000, and we still have some subcontractor doing for our installation. But one condition I have, we do our trouble fix circuit in-house. We don't outsource. Only outsource for the installation and the sales.
Got it. No, I think that's because you did mention earlier the number of employees, and I know that actually people connected and making a living because of Converge is much bigger than the number of employees that you have in roster. That's fantastic. So I think that's super happy that you're sharing a lot of this information with us today. I think one thing I do want to mention, and thank you for your hard work. I mean, we are an investor in Converge. It actually was the #1 stock in our top performing. It's actually the top performing equity fund in the country today, the ATRAM Alpha Opportunity Fund, and Converge has always in the last year or so has been in the top 1 or 2 holdings of the firm of the fund. And obviously, the performance of the fund has a lot to do with the fantastic performance of Converge, the stock. But as they say, your success is your burden. So give us a bit of a glimpse as to what you think your outlook is for the next year or two. Let's say the next year, moving into 2022, we have a busy election year, I guess, coming. We have a ramping up of you're landing your cables in countrywide now. Your backbone will be spread across the country. How excited are you about the next 24 months, let's say?
Our strategy here is go nation and go deep. And that's our main strategy to able to go nationwide. No? And our plan is to make sure, imagine Metro Manila alone, we are not even 1/3 of the home penetration. So that's huge market we still have. And even besides Mindanao, besides Mindanao is just quite new to us, and we just only surface in just new. Then 2 to 3 years down the road, we might have a deeper penetration to have more happy and hungry Filipino consumer to be served. And imagine as of today, compared to Asian peers country, we are not even 20% of the household are really connected to our fiber. I think as of today, less than 20% of the household. Yeah.
So I guess one question, I'll start. I'm kind of browsing some of the questions from our guests today already. No, but a question all shareholders always have is, are we going to get a dividend soon? I guess I know that you're investing.
I think
we don't want you to stop investing, but I'm curious if Converge will declare any dividends soon.
Yeah, there's a lot of question on this to me. No, I said, once you have a dividend, the most happy person is me and my wife, right? So we are holding the huge compared to the investor outside. I don't want to, during the capex time, and you invest all this infrastructure, we are looking additional how many ports for next year. So we're looking at this maybe 20 billion of the capex another year. This year we're hitting more than 20 billion also. Next year we need to put, because the more ports you have, the more opportunity you grow the business. In due time, maybe when we're reaching a certain period of 2023, and I'm just simple businessman. I don't think it's right you get money from bank and then just give dividend to the investor. So it should be, it's a high growth company. We are doing a lot of capex investment right now. In due time, 2 to 3 years, I think that the capex will taper down and the cash flow will come in. And that's time we're willing to give the proper the dividend in due time.
Great. What about on customer satisfaction, Dennis? Do you measure this and do you share the surveys?
Yeah, the customer satisfaction, we are focusing to do a lot of, during this pandemic, we really rattle, I honest to you, but we step up quick. No, our customer center, we expand close to 900 seats already and scattered all over the Luzon, no? In case of what happened to other customer support, no? And we invest a lot of omni-channel platform, no? To able to have digital, all these social media network or all these email, and we are doing a quite great number. And in fact, as of today, we have 95% address call the same day. In terms of the installation, we're hitting the same day 60%. In 3 days, we're hitting almost 90% of installed. So 10% is, we cannot get 100%, no, but this is maybe more than 90+%. We address immediately, especially the installation time. We are reduced compared before it's to 2 months, and now we are reducing to 1 day, 2 days, and a maximum 7 days.
Do you have data as to who are new customers and who are switching to you? Do you have that data also, or you're not?
We actually our still, no. You see the market in the Philippines. 90% of our subscriber now mostly are the first-time fixed broadband users. That means that far the infrastructure we not have built longest time. So
something like that first.
Yeah, 90% of our new subscribers are first-time fiber of fixed broadband users.
Wow, excellent. And what about speeds on fiber? Fiber versus fiber, how are you compared to your competitors?
Well, the good thing of our company, we built in the right time, in the right technology, and we built greenfield. No, so we size it right, future-proof technology already. Because when I enter this this fiber digital technology, including the subsea cable. This is the newest network in the country and the biggest capacity ever. Imagine we started in the backbone with 100, 200, 400. Now we're using 800 gig single lights. Never in my competitor came out this 800 meg. Because if they're going to upgrade the whole network, take them years. It's not easy to forklift the whole network immediately. Even in my case, I built this network. It took me years before I can reach this point.
So what advice, Dennis, would you give entrepreneur? Because I mean, you're probably the only entrepreneur that I can recall starting a business in Angeles, Pampanga and becoming a top 30 company on the index. What would you advise some entrepreneurs that might be on this call to do if they don't live and everyone has this perception that you need to live in Manila to do something big? What's the advice you would give?
I think this is, you need to deep understand the industry, what you enter to, very important. You should happy what you're doing. Passion is very important. Imagine, because ever since when I'm still kids, I want to look all this new technology and new opportunity. So this is one major factor, and you should be focused. Don't be distracted. And I will tell you, funds will come when you have a business model, a good. It took me how many years to develop this, and when we present this to the investor early 2019, even 2016, there's so a lot of big investors coming to my company. So that means you have a foresight, and deep knowledgeable to what you're doing and passionate about it.
I think one trait of many successful folks is being able to bounce back from difficult times. What was probably the biggest difficulty in your career or challenge that you faced that you bounced back from?
Early 90s now, when I went to China to set up a juice factory. When I come back, I think we just got 2 years after my marriage. That's early 90, 97, 90, almost close before, or not yet 2000. I set up a juice factory in Clark, which is I learned from China. So this is a tropical juice. And this is a big lesson I learned, So because this is just only my close friend because of I love this mechanical electrical things, So I set up a juice factory. But I turned out these mangoes for export, the food table, if you eat a mango in the table, you sell it into the just like tropical food. It's more expensive than the process. Process is some rejects, right? So, and the problem with the mango that time is not 2 seasons, it's only 1 season. And when you hit the typhoon, you don't have source of materials, and the whole plant is paralyzed. So I said, this is not my field. And totally, I will turn around 360 degrees. I need to come back to my passion, what I have. So luckily, my friend, I still close, is a Paul Foods, Justin, took out all my equipment, sell it to Indonesians. So that's big mistake and lesson I learned. But you need to quickly turn around, or else you cannot get back to what I have today. Yeah.
Well, Dennis, again, I mean, I think it's been a great almost 1 hour that we spent here having a chat. I think I want to congratulate you and your team for all the hard work and the success that you've had. And I'm hoping, this continues. We remain shareholders and we'll be watching you guys closely as usual. Very happy that you have your sustainability report, because it's more research for us to look into as well.
In fact, Philip, I just want to share with you. We just beat out the power source to the. We're using the hydropower, because you have a minimum size. They allowed you to direct connect to the generator, to the generator plant. We just awarded to one of the hydro plant to supply our power.
I mean, that's fantastic. And I think that's why the sustainability report is so important, because at least companies are now able to share that with investors, no? And for us, that's super important. And I think, where you are, digital, that connectivity, my daughters, my 12, 13-year-old daughters are much more into sustainability than I am. I can guarantee you that. And I think that's the future of where people will be and what companies will be doing. So very happy that you're taking that journey as well for Converge ICT. So Dennis, I think, it's been a fantastic time here. Thank you for joining us again. I hope, you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it, certainly. We learned something today. A 11-year-old child of an immigrant coming to the country, studying hard, working hard, doesn't have to be in Manila and can make it big. So you're an inspiration, I think, to many people. And I hope, I hope you all the success in the near future.
Thank you. And thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Jaja, maybe I will pass this back to you for the closing.
Once again, thank you, Phil and Sir Dennis Uy, for that very insightful and inspiring conversation. And of course, thank you to our audience. We appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Please stay tuned to find out if you are the winner in today's raffle. I'm sure you guys are interested to learn about how to invest in ATRAM funds, hearing what Mr. Dennis Uy told us, and please tune in to know more.
Hello. To open an account with ATRAM, just visit our website at www.atram.com.ph. Here, you can learn more about all the funds and services that we offer. Our site will then guide you to our online investment platform, Seedbox, where you can start investing for just 1,000 pesos. But if you have more questions, visit the website's Frequently Asked Questions page or ATRAM Academy page. Thank you.
ATRAM investors will share with us their investment stories. Tune in to this exciting webinar and find out why you should jumpstart your investment journey now. You may do so by scanning the QR code, or you may also type in the link flash on your screen. Again, if you have any friends who you think would like this webinar but are unable to attend, feel free to share the YouTube replay of this session. Visit our YouTube channel, ATRAM Studio. We also would like to invite you to join ATRAM's official Viber community group, #ATRAMPH Community, to stay updated on the latest announcements, advisories, and reminders. Scan the QR code or visit the link and get a chance to win ATRAM merchandise. Lastly, please answer the survey at the end of this webinar. We would love to know your thoughts on today's topic. On behalf of everyone at ATRAM, thank you again for your attendance and participation. We wish you and your loved ones continued health and safety. Have a great day ahead.